Hey, what's up everybody? It's BaldGuyAce, and today I am going to be showing you guys how to make the cactus farm that I have on my island, step by step. By the way, at the time that I'm making this video, magma cubes are not nerfed, but I'm hearing that they will be nerfed fairly shortly. I'm not sure when. It might be in the next couple days, it might be in the next couple weeks. But even if magmas are nerfed, you can still use this cactus farm for cows, pigs, sheep, chicken, and probably some other mobs that I haven't tested. And so it's still useful for other things, just so you know. So you might as well build it now for the magma, and even if it gets nerfed, you can still continue to use it for other mobs. I'm going to get right into the video, but if you guys find this video useful, it would be awesome if you could leave me a like. And also, if you're not already subscribed to me, it would be really great if you could hit that subscribe button. That way you can find out when I post my future videos. So step 1 is to build the borders of the farm. It should be 27 blocks wide, but it can be however long you want to make it. I originally made the one in this video 45 blocks long, but I ended up extending it to 81 blocks long. If you make it 45 blocks long, you'll be able to fit 20 minions close to each other, but if you make it 81 blocks long, that'll give the minions twice the space, which will be able to prevent issues with the mobs stacking up against the cactus. The height of the base farm should be 8 blocks high, so I built 4 pillars, one on each corner, and that just makes it easier for me to go around and fill in all of the borders. So step 2 is to fill in the walls of the borders. So all you have to do is just fly around your farm, filling in all of the blocks so that you end up with 4 sides to your farm. So step 3 is to build the outer edges for the lower floors. So what you want to do is you want to count 14 blocks, which will go into the middle of the side that's 27 wide. So you want to go right in the middle of that and build a block that's 1 level down from the middle. And then you want to build 1 block on each side of that, and then go down a total of 3 layers from the main base, so that you end up with a 3x3 section coming down from the middle. Then you want to build 4 blocks out on each side of the middle top layer, and then you want to do the exact same thing on the other side of the farm. So build another 3x3 section with 4 blocks coming out of the top sides. So step 4 is to build the floor for the cactus. So what you want to do is you want to build a 3-block wide thing of stone that goes from one side of the farm to the other. This is where you're going to place the sand on top of, and then eventually you'll place the cactus on top of the sand. So step 5 is to build the sand for the cactus. So the pattern for the sand is 2, and then 1, and then 2, and then 1, etc. And this goes all the way down until the end. And so once you have that done, that brings us to step 6. So step 6 is probably the most complicated part of the guide, and that is to place the hoppers. So first you want to build a temporary layer of stone underneath the cactus floor to allow yourself to be able to point the hoppers that go in between the sand downward. Then you want to destroy 1 block of stone in between each sand, but leave the second layer of stone. Then you can build a couple rows out towards the middle of your farm where you want your chest system to go. So basically you want to build 7 or 8 stone blocks, 2 spaces out from the temporary stone layer that you built. Then you can place 7 or 8 hoppers that are pointed toward this row of stone that you just built. So this is going to be where you actually have your chest system set up later. And your chest system can be however long you like it to be. After you place the 7 hoppers, you can then break the temporary stone layer that's behind those 7 hoppers, and you can place other hoppers that are underneath the cactuses and point those toward the chest system hoppers that you just placed. And you want to make sure that the new hoppers that you're placing now come out 1 row past the cactuses. That way you have 1 row on both sides of the cactuses. You can then remove the bottom layer of the temporary stone that's to the left and to the right of the hoppers, and you can replace that temporary layer with 3 rows of hoppers. And those hoppers are going to be pointed toward the center hoppers. Make sure to only break the bottom layer of stone and not the stone above that, because that stone is needed for the sand to rest on. And so you want to do this for both sides. Then you want to go on the layer that has the sand, you want to look down, and you want to place 2 hoppers on each of the holes between the sand. And you want to make sure that both of those hoppers are pointed downward toward the bottom layer hopper that you just placed. Then you can look over the edge in the middle and put 2 hoppers pointed downward to each of the hoppers on the middle. And you want to do the same thing on the other side as well. You can then place a row of hoppers on the top layer that's pointed toward the hoppers in the middle, and you can do this 4 times, once on each side of the hoppers, and then again on the other side of the cactuses. Then you want to place 7 hoppers in the middle that are each pointed toward the original middle hoppers on the top layer of hoppers. And then on both the right side and the left side of these hoppers, you can place additional hoppers that either point toward these 7 hoppers, or they can each point inward toward the first row. It's up to you either way, it shouldn't make a difference. Then you want to do the same thing on the other side with placing the 7 hoppers pointed toward the middle, and then hoppers on both sides of that pointed inward. So when everything is said and done, you should have 4 rows of hoppers going across your entire farm, 2 on each side of the cactuses. So step 7 is to build the floor. So the 4 rows of hoppers function as part of the floor, but now you just need to build the rest of the floor. So after the hoppers, the floor goes up 1 block for 2 rows, and then it goes up another block for 6 rows. And then the final row of the floor is 1 block higher than that, and that's at the very end against the wall. So basically you're adding 9 rows of blocks on each side. And that brings us to step 8, which is to place the cactuses. So you want to place the cactuses 3 blocks high on each block of sand. And in order to place the cactuses on the sides that are touching the wall, you need to cut out a 3-block hole in the wall, and then you can place the cactuses and then cover the hole on the other side of the wall. You can then place all the rest of the cactuses on each block of sand, 3 blocks high on each. Step 9 is to place the water. So you want to place a block 4 blocks away from the wall, and then place another block 4 blocks away from that, and continue that all the way down your farm. This is done to give 3 blocks of space on both the left and the right of each block that you're extending out. And then you want to do this on the other side of your farm as well. You also want to place a block 1 block up and 1 behind from where you just extended those blocks out. And even though I don't show this in the video, it actually helps to build another 4 blocks up above this block that you just built behind, because that makes it so that when the minions are spawning, they won't spawn a mob on top of that block. Then you can place 1 bucket of water on each space between the dividing blocks. So that means you'll place 3 buckets of water between the wall and the first block, then another 3 buckets of water between that block and the next, etc., all the way down. And you want to do this on both sides of the farm. That brings us to step 10, which is to place the minions. Now you can simply place the minions on the blocks that are sticking out. If you have a large enough farm, you can skip every other block, spread the minions out even further, but it won't make that big of a difference, so it's okay if you put 1 minion on each block that's sticking out. After you place each minion, you want to break the block that the minion is standing on, and if you don't have enough minions to use all of the blocks that are sticking out, or if you're using extra space, you still want to break those extra blocks when you're done, and this allows the water to flow. If you decide to place another minion later on, you can always place the block back down again. Okay, and so after this, guys, your farm is finished. All you have to do now is add on whatever chest system you decide to do. So what I did for mine is I just added these chests, basically going all the way down here. This is using chests and trap chests, which allows you to build them next to each other. And all I did was I took it and I extended it from the hopper system that we already made earlier on, and I just added some more hoppers, and they go into these chests, and then they just funnel down from here all the way down to the bottom. I'm going to make another video in the future that shows how to make a cool chest system, but for now you can use any chest system that you like, just so long as the magma gets funneled down from these hoppers into the chests. So if you guys make this magma farm, you'll end up making millions of coins per day, so I hope this guide helped you out. As you see here, actually these rows of chests are actually already filled. I have to go collect them. There should be millions of coins worth of magma in here right now, and so I'm going to have to go through and do that after this video. Thanks so much for watching this video, guys. I really hope this guide helped you out. If it did, it would be really great if you could leave me a like, and also if you're not already subscribed to me, it'd be super awesome if you could hit that subscribe button. That way you can find out when I post my future videos. Alright guys, until my next video, I'm BaldGuyAce, reminding you to embrace the baldness.